All right.
Self-reset.
Self-reset. So, all right, welcome back to Eat Up With It, guys. This is take 2 on that one. I forgot to hit record a second ago.
It'd be like that.
It do be like that.
We'll have
Anyway,
that on these
son,
big jobs.
we're back here. We're back in the room.
Better. Episode 2.
Episode 2, my friend. This is, this is going to be fun, man. We had fun the first time. Editing kind of sucked.
Yeah, it's what you're saying. I got a text every day over how bad the editing was.
Well, man, I was having a really hard problem with the audio, and it still didn't come out great. Honestly, I don't like how it came out on YouTube because I don't know. I'm having a bit of a problem, but really, my biggest problem was keeping for some reason, like at the beginning where we had that little bit of banter that I cut out, that 30 seconds. Whenever I would cut it, it would pause the audio, even though I would move everything and everything was still sunk up. So like if you watch the video and the audio together, it was still synced together, but you couldn't hear the audio for like 30 seconds. Whatever,
it had a delay.
It had a delay. It would not play the audio, and then as soon as it would start, it was all sunk up still. Like it was still on time, but as I would move that audio and that video down the timeline, it would not play that 30 seconds, 28 seconds that I was cutting out, for us to get started. And I don't know why. And I couldn't really find a video on what was happening.
I still think it turned out okay. Like, I've watched it, obviously. And I've had other people that's watched it message me and say they were excited about seeing where this goes.
Yeah.
Episode 2.
Yeah.
They were already cracking up at some of the things in it, so
yeah.
We wasn't even trying.
Yeah, it's it was. I mean, it was a fun experience to do first, and then like I got some things figured out, bro. It takes forever to upload to YouTube.
Yeah,
I don't know if I need like an Ethernet hookup or if that would even help. I don't know if that's a YouTube thing or my Wi-Fi. But I have 500 meg now.
We're cooking,
dude.
I mean,
absolutely scooting.
It's a large file too, though.
It's a large. Well, it's really not that big. I think it was 10.7 gigabytes, something like that.
That's pretty.
No, I understand.
It's a large, but I mean, you started it, went to bed, shot me a message the next morning. Was like, hey, it's
if I would have, I think I was closing it. I think I was closing it the first couple times.
That may be.
Like I didn't realize that I was closing it, but I was closing it because it has a button that says keep this window open or whatever until it's done. But it's like if you close that window, it still shows that it still went up a couple percentage points. But I went to the gym and came back and it was still on the same percentages when I left. Like it was 6. So the last time that I did it to actually get it to upload, I left that first little window open. And it actually gave me a timer like 2 hours and 42 minutes or something from now it'll be done. And it was done sometime in the middle of the night. I just left the computer in here plugged up and turned off my screensaver. Like I didn't want it to close out of the window because I was getting annoyed. But anyway, finally I got it and it posted sometime Friday night.
Yeah, no, I got up
Thursday night. Sometime Thursday night.
So lost. I was like, it's Saturday. And I watched it yesterday, so I don't know how that would work. Anyways, yeah, I went on there. I looked it over. I'm thrilled with it.
Yeah. The video looks great.
Oh, it's wonderful.
The video looks
great.
We gotta, you know what we really need? We need some phone tripods so we can get some single shots.
Yeah, we
like
do.
Put my phone over there under my light, and then put your phone over here under your light. That way, it's just you, just clipping you, and that way, this one's just clipping me. So we can kind of have some back and forth there.
I really think if we do that, like putting it on TikTok, which you all make sure you go look us up on TikTok.
TikTok, Instagram. We do. You know what we need? We got to get like X, Twitter, whatever. We got to get those set up. Facebook.
We got to get some platforms. We got to get across all social media.
Oh man, you know what I forgot to tell you?
What?
So you know the little playoff song that we have at the end?
Yeah.
That little rock song? So I ran into Cody Cottle last night. You know Cody Cottle?
Yeah, I know Cody.
Yeah. So you know how he does like heavy metal, death punk, whatever?
Yeah.
I was talking to him about starting a podcast, and he offered to give us some music for the playoff. I told him I'm only using like 30, 45 seconds a minute, something like that, just as a playoff. And he was like, dude, I'll talk with the boys. We'll see what we can come up with. And so he was offering to give me some music.
Hey.
We'll tag him and their
Anything
band
to help out a local boy.
Well, that's what he said. He was like, man, you're local. I've known you for a long time. He was like, I'd love to help you guys out. And it would help him out too, if this ever goes anywhere. Dude, he's going to like New Jersey now and playing.
But he's done out there then.
Yeah, he said he's done some stuff in like Lexington and New Jersey and I can't remember where else, but here soon he's going to be playing back downtown.
It's always nice to see a local boy take off, kind of get out of here.
The last time I talked to him, he was a bartender down at Summit. And I was like, he was telling me, I asked him how his band was doing, and he said, man, we're playing a bunch of gigs and stuff. And I was like, dude, I think that's awesome. Because nobody around here has nobody follows through with their dreams or anything like that. And I was like, man, I think that's such a good idea to really commit to yourself and do something you want to do, because nobody does that around here.
We have some good local musicians. I mean, it sucks that they're kind of, I don't know, it seems like they almost feel like they're stuck here, but they're really not. There's just there's so much talent really in this little area, and it never gets noticed because we're a hole in the wall.
Yeah.
It just kind of lives and dies here.
Stuck in the mountains.
That's literally it. Stays stuck in the mountains.
Yeah. But anyway, he did offer to give us some music, man. So maybe soon I don't know about this episode because he's not messaged me. I need to message him. And he'll send us over something, and I'll cut up like 30, 60 seconds of it. I need to really just get with him and just pick something and just be like, can I use this?
Really. I mean,
pick one, because I'm sure some of it's like,
Yeah, we just need a solid
a little aggressive
30, 45 seconds.
Yeah, well, I know they can play, dude. I've
yeah.
listened to them before. They can play. They play down. It's not my, some of the heavy stuff. Some of that's not my stuff. But man, they've got a couple songs that I'm like, dude, this is a good song. Like the song itself is really good. Yeah, so I'm excited about that. I thought it was wild that he offered to do that. I thought that was really nice of him, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's basically we're patting their back, they're patting ours.
Yeah.
Everybody's got to help each other. So
yeah. So anyway, that might be coming soon, hopefully, as long as everything goes good. Anyway, yeah, I'm excited to keep rolling, man. This is fun. I'm really happy you're here today, dude. We're getting her done.
Yeah, dude. Plan was for me to follow up through this after work. Fortunately, I didn't have to work last night. So,
yeah, they called you out, right?
Yeah, they called me out. It's so nice when that happens. It's like an extra little vacation day.
Yep. And another fun day for you yesterday. Got a new car.
Got a new car. I mean, a Jeep.
Yeah.
Gonna.
It's a nice car, man. I really like the leather. Stuff. I like the leather interior.
Dude, honestly, for what I gave for it, I didn't do bad. Just needed another little SUV.
Yeah. Well, you got 3 youngins. You should have went third row seat.
I should have, but beggars can't be choosers.
Yeah.
Really kind of just didn't really know what I was going to buy. Initially, I was going after a Durango.
Those Durangos are nice.
Wanted a bigger
but
SUV.
I heard they don't run well.
I've heard some bad about it.
Yeah, I've heard.
And
they
it
don't
was
really run
also
well.
It was like the 3.6 liter 6-cylinder. I'm an 8-cylinder kind of guy. However, the Jeep also has a 6-cylinder in it.
Yeah,
but small SUV, good gas mileage. I drive
great
50
gas
miles
bro.
one way to work.
Yeah, on the highway you'll get 30.
Oh,
You're close to it.
And driving 50 miles one way, just to work.
Need something.
I need
reasonable.
something that's not going to break me every way.
Yeah.
Payment's not bad. Insurance is a little rough in Kentucky. Everybody that knows car insurance in Kentucky is brutal.
Yep.
However, we're okay.
Yeah,
we're okay.
Yeah,
we're surviving.
I think the reason that the insurance is as bad as it is because
everybody can't drive.
Everybody can't drive, and everybody turns in everything that happens.
Yeah, I mean,
if they get a dinger, dude, they're turning that in.
That and then the vehicle prices themselves, dude. Vehicle prices are so
around
high.
here, yeah, for some reason.
Everywhere right now. You've got like a base package Ram, for instance, because that's what I've looked at. It's what I wanted.
Yeah, you were looking at some nice trucks,
Yeah,
man.
dude, I'm talking not even like loaded, like not work truck, but like the next package, like a next package up. Like
Yeah.
we're like 30 to 35 used with 60,000 miles on them.
Yeah.
You talking new, crazy prices, like
Oh,
pushing
new.
40.
Yeah, dude. Some
And
of them
some
are
of 'em-
50 and 60.
Yeah, so actually the salesman that I had just sold a 2024 Ram, 2500 series. Let me throw that out there. Had a Cummins in it.
Nice
Super
truck.
nice truck.
Nice truck.
Nice truck.
Nice truck.
$84,000.
84.
$84,000.
Bro, that's like a house around
Yeah,
here.
and he literally said, "Yeah, man, I done real good with them. Got their payment down to $1,400 a month.
I got their payment down
I don't know what it
to
was.
14. I got their payment down to a mortgage.
Yeah, let me rephrase because I almost said I don't know what they started at. I do. The starting payment that they had was almost $1,800. Let me explain something to you all. I have a very well-rounded career.
Yeah. Make good money,
I make really good money.
especially for the area.
I
You make
bring home-
really good money.
I bring home in my pocket $1,821 every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That payment was my entire 40-hour paycheck
For 2 weeks.
for 2 weeks.
Yeah. No
That
overtime.
is
but still.
nuts.
Yeah.
That is nuts, dude.
Insane.
I could not imagine opening up that payment book every month, looking at it and being like, man, let's go slave for 2 weeks
Yeah.
just so I can make
Bro,
one payment.
My truck payment. My truck's a nice truck.
do have a nice truck.
Ram 1500, full size, like crew cab, whatever they call it, with the full size doors. Like, has a short bed on it, but I bought it with 70,000 miles on it. Pretty nice truck. It's a 14. It's a little older, but I take care of it, and it only had one owner before.
Dude, it's
Bro,
super nice. It looks
my
good.
payment is $396 a month.
Yeah. The payment on the Jeep's $438.
Yeah.
This Jeep is a 21, 63,000 miles on it. Been
Yeah.
drove a little bit, and it'll be 3 years old, but it's easy to put 63,000 miles on a vehicle around here because everywhere you go seems like a 15 to 20 mile drive, period.
Well, yeah, especially where you
Curvy,
live out.
2-lane mountain roads.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is.
You live like what, 10, 12 miles from town
I
anyway.
am 7.5 miles from the end of at the bus garage. It's like 7.7 miles.
Yeah.
I know this because the house number at
Okay,
the end
so
of my
you're
road
rough-
is
you're like-
7.7.
Yeah, you're
But
like
to-
8 miles from town.
But to Walmart, you're looking
10 miles.
Walmart, 10 miles. 10 miles one way.
One way. So if you go to Walmart and come back home, if you had to go to Walmart for a fishing license,
Yeah.
and you have to go there, you have to go to Walmart
20 miles instantly.
20 miles
Yep.
instantly.
And that's an everyday trip. I mean, it's, you're driving past, that's the centralized location. So you're driving past that every day. So if you do that with me, I'm working 3-4 days a week, 50 miles, 100 miles a day, 300 miles a week just for work on a 3-day week. Not counting taking the kids to school, going to Walmart,
that is.
driving over
So
here.
you're looking at you're round and near 500 miles a week.
Yeah, easily.
450, 500
Well,
every
then,
week.
25 to 30,000 miles a year, which puts that Jeep right on par. It's 3 years old, 60,000 miles, 20,000 miles a year.
Yeah.
Average vehicle around here.
Yeah. Yeah, your car's a lot newer than my truck. Your car's really nice.
It
I
is.
like your car.
You gotta have something.
You drove it today. It's really nice. I like it.
It's nice. I can't wait to drive it to work tonight.
Man, that heated steering wheel's going to spoil you.
No, man, my hands sitting here right now. My hands are on fire.
Ah, you nervous.
No, I'm not even nervous, man.
You just...
Probably has something to do with the medication that I'm on.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's great.
Yeah. Anyway. All right, well, let's get into it a little bit, dude. We talked about the car. All right, so let's pick up where we left off last time. Let's talk a little bit of baseball.
Let's talk it.
Okay. Baseball ain't worth nothing. Okay? I would rather watch paint dry than have to sit there and watch a full baseball game. Now you played it, so you do understand it, and you have a it's sentimental to you. That's like I'm a wrestler, and I probably couldn't pay you to sit and watch Flow wrestling with me.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a clue what's going on.
Yeah. you would be like, oh, that guy just slammed him or something.
Yeah, that'd be.
But unless something like that happened, but if it was a close match where it was nothing but like nobody really scored in the first period, and then second period, dude stands up, nobody gets another takedown. Third period, other guy stands up, so now it's tied up 1-1.
Have no clue.
You would have no idea. You would be like, nobody's doing anything.
Yeah.
But to me, I would be like, man, this is like high level or something. If it was. So I can understand you are slightly biased with baseball.
And we're going to try to stay pretty neutral here.
Yep.
Baseball was my first love, my biggest pastime. So I will be the first one to tell you, baseball is not the most physical sport, nor is it the most entertaining to watch.
Yep.
Because baseball is a game of 30%. And I will say this as in your Hall of Famers, your batting averages is 300. Now, that's hitting 3 out of every 10 times, 30 out of every 100.
Which is crazy.
Right. It is the only sport where 30% success will land you in a Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Now, why is it not entertaining to watch? I mean, let's just be honest. It's not. You can sit at home and watch it, and it's boring to watch because
I can give you a number real quick because I have it wrote down here. It's because an MLB game lasts, on average, last year in 2023 with the new pitch clock. They have a new pitch clock now.
I love that.
They
pitch
didn't
clock.
have. Do you like it?
I love it.
I don't watch it, but I did hear about it last year.
I love it. Honestly, it speeds the game because you had pitchers walking around in circles, taking their time. Which, don't get me wrong, pitching is a super technical thing.
Yeah.
So everybody had a routine. Everybody had a way they went about things. Then all of a sudden, the MLB's like, you have 20 seconds.
It's like a shot clock
from the time that ball hits your glove till you get set on that mound. You have 20 seconds to get that ball back out of your hand. Now that speeds up a game drastically. When
I would imagine
you're looking on an average at bat, 4, 5, 6 pitches. 20 seconds each ball. If that pitcher walks around a minute and a half in between each pitch.
Oh, wow.
You're looking 10 minutes out of a bat.
Was it really that long? But I mean,
it could have been.
Yeah,
everybody was different. But like your pitch clock, if you took a minute and there were 6 pitches, you're looking 6 minutes and then a bat, 3 batters in an inning. If you get each batter out, you're looking 18 minutes of just walking around, which is horrible, boring to watch.
Yeah.
So
funny you said 18 minutes. So this is the number I was about to go into. 2 hours and 42 minutes was the average game time last year in the MLB season. Okay. And what I found is there is approximately 18 minutes of action time.
Yeah.
In a 2 hour and 42 minute game.
Yes, that's what
because
makes
there
it
is
so
no
hard
real
to watch.
it's not like football where there's quarters. It's not like you have a timer there pretty much.
Yep.
That's showing you how long this game is going to last. Now every sport has commercial timeouts and actual game timeouts and all that stuff. But in a 2 hour and 42 minute game, there's about 18 minutes of action time in an MLB game. The NBA plays 48 minutes, and 90 to 95% of that time there is a ball in someone's hand.
Yep.
Because the time stops counting down on timeouts. So there's still 40, if there's 46 minutes left in the game and there's a timeout, there's still 46 minutes left in the game, right? You know exactly how much time is going to be played. Also, there's free throws. People at the free throw line. The clock stopped. The only time that there's really downtime that's getting lost in that 48 minutes is if a shot is made and they're inbounding the ball.
Yeah,
because that clock is still running
3 to 5 seconds because you got a 5-second violation. There's a 5-second violation.
Is it 5 or 8?
It's
8
5
is
eight for half court.
Half court.
Yeah, it's 5 seconds inbound.
But still, the ball's being brought up the court in that 8 seconds.
Yeah.
But for 5 seconds, they have to throw the ball in 5, 8, whatever it is.
Yeah, they have to get it inbounds within 5 seconds. So
yeah. And then things can also happen on that inbound. Somebody can run from the other side of the floor and steal the ball and put it back up in their goal. And that's points. Yeah. So for me, I like action. But you can also kind of say the same thing for football.
Oh, yeah.
Because football is a 60-minute game.
Yep.
In the NFL. it's a 60-minute game, and every 25 to 40 seconds, whatever it is, depending on what kind of play clock they have for the time, you have to snap the ball, and then the average play in the NFL is like 4 to 4.5 seconds. Okay, so that's something that that you have to think about too with football. There's only so much action in that, in that 4.5 to maybe 6 seconds. Some of those longer plays get like 6 to 8 to even 10 seconds for a full play. So especially if Patrick Mahomes has the football, he runs around in circles in the backfield.
But it's consistent. It's consistency.
And it's high energy for that 4 to 6 seconds. It's like something's going to bust loose. In baseball, you're just waiting until somebody finally hits one of those 3 times out of 10. You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, 30% puts you in the Hall of Fame.
Yep. That doesn't mean everybody hits 30%, because
No,
not everybody gets in the Hall
absolutely
of Fame. Your batting averages run anywhere from 2 to 3.
Yeah.
Your greats, and I'm going to
Now that's
literally
just
choke
now
these
that
words
batting
down.
the batting average, does that take into account the distance that the ball travels?
No.
It's just
Contact.
contact.
Fair play contact.
Okay.
Well, let me rephrase that. That's getting on base.
As long as you make it on base, it goes to your batting
I mean,
average.
if you ground out, if you're looking at a game, they'll say like a batter is 1 for 3,
Yeah.
which is your 30%, 33%. So that 1 for 3, they could have ground out twice and hit a single,
Yeah.
and that single's the only hit that counts. The other.
All right, where were we?
All right, so I don't really remember.
We were talking about batting averages. I know that.
Yeah, so like a batter is 0 for 2, he's grounded out twice, that is a 0 on their batting average. So
a ground out counts as a 0 on
Yes.
your batting average.
ground out, strikeouts, base on balls actually doesn't affect your batting average. It doesn't show. If you get hit by a pitch, it doesn't show.
Get a little closer there.
So here's why I feel baseball is one of the more technically like a difficult sport.
Bro, a lot of people say that it is the hardest thing to do in professional sports is to hit a baseball.
So
That's what a lot of people say.
I've got some statistical data that come from a neurologist.
A neurologist. Look at
He
you.
studied baseball, kind of the batter's speed reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Now, all this data is based off of, and I'm going to throw this out here, a 100-mile-an-hour fastball, which in baseball today isn't unheard of.
No. It seems pretty like Chapman. What's his name? Chapman?
Yeah, Chapman that played for the Reds.
Yeah, dude.
I've watched him in person throw 104.
I was about to say, I've seen him throw 104
Absolutely
in person because
cooking.
yeah.
But all this, your average speed of a baseball in baseball right now, fastball for a pitcher, is around, and I think this is on the low end, because if you watch a game, your 95 is pretty common, but it says the average speed is 93.1 miles per hour. So
Yeah.
we're going to take into account this is a 100-mile-per-hour ball and data collected from a neurologist.
Yep.
So in baseball, pitcher's mound to home plate is 60 feet 6 inches.
Yep.
Your average pitcher height, and the pitcher's height is not compiled in this data. They're strictly 60
Literally,
feet 6 inches. This must have been out of like a pitching machine.
Mm-hmm.
So 60 feet 6 inches, your average pitcher height is around 6'3". So this isn't taken into account by the time they come out of a stretch, the ball actually leaves their hand. How much closer to the plate are they? Well, I would imagine it's over 6 feet, because when they step forward, they're launching themselves forward. I would imagine it probably cuts around 6.5 to 7 feet off of the actual distance by the time the
When
ball,
the ball
leaves their
is
hand.
actually leaving their fingertips.
Yeah, because they're stepping forward. Your usual release is even out.
So
is
distance from the foot to the end of their hand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. So this data isn't collected, doesn't factor in the height or nothing. It's still nuts. So By the time a 100-mile-per-hour fastball travels 60 feet and 6 inches, it is 375 to 400 milliseconds from the time it leaves the pitcher's mound till it's in the catcher's glove.
That's crazy.
So your average, just to put this into perspective, your average blink is 300 milliseconds.
I think it's 266.
Yeah, that's nuts. So when he's collected all this data, they watch somebody. Obviously, he's a neurologist. He knows all about the nervous system. Your lag in your nervous system from the time something happens to you react, it's the lag before the reaction.
Yeah.
So that is 75 to 100 milliseconds you lose in just nervous system lag.
Mm-hmm.
So you have already lost, we'll say, to keep the numbers square, because I don't feel like doing too much math, it's 9:52 in the morning. We'll use the 100.
Yeah.
So on the latter end of things, you now have 275 to 300 milliseconds to react. Now, in that time frame, you have to gauge what kind of pitch it is, where it's going. Is it high? Is it low? Is it down the middle? Is it a curveball, sinker, fastball, changeup, knuckleball? I mean, you have to judge all of that. So you're down to, 300. So we'll say you're down to 300 milliseconds of that. The initiation of the swing and the swing itself is another 150 milliseconds. So now, in that time frame, in your head, you have 150 milliseconds to decide whether you want to swing, don't want to swing, and what kind of pitch it is. That's why 30% success puts you in the Hall of Fame. You have you have enough time to basically blink and miss it.
Yeah.
266 to 300 on your blink speed in milliseconds. You have 100 milliseconds to make a decision in your head. So to me, that's superhuman.
Yeah.
Like, that's unreal. Now, I've never seen a 100-mile-per-hour fastball. The fastest I've ever seen is probably in the 80s. And I'm just
Are
here
you
to tell
talking about like
It-
with you at the plate?
Me in the batter's box, bat
Yeah.
in my hand. I've seen in the 80s, and let me tell you, when something rolls by you at 80 mile per hour, in 60 feet and 6 inches coming out of a pitcher's hand. Now, this was high school because I haven't played a day since, but in high school, there's a moment that you go, damn,
Yeah.
what do I do?
Yeah.
You take a step back to create more distance, doesn't matter.
Well, yeah. 'cause
And
take
all
a
you
step
hear
back.
is a snap. But I'll say this, batters that are good batters, and I don't want to say this name because I'm not a Yankees fan, but like Aaron Judge,
Dude can swing.
he is nuts.
He on the
He
sauce?
is nuts. No, he's
Come on.
He's a Yankees. I'm not a Yankees fan. I'm a Sox fan.
Yep.
So
Red Sox?
yeah,
I didn't know that.
Love the Red Sox,
Bro,
man.
I'm waiting on LeBron to retire,
Big
and I'm going back to
Poppy.
Boston sports. All right, but I'm a Red Sox fan.
Yeah,
As
love
soon as
Red
LeBron
Sox.
retires, Celtics fan.
Absolutely. But he went through a training camp, I guess, when he was in, I don't know if it was in the minors, if he was in high school, whatever he was doing. And he has a technique with his swing that I'm studying right now to try and teach like my kids how to do it.
Yeah.
I don't want to not give the guy credit, but I can't remember his name right off. So whatever this technique is, it was studied. This guy studied Barry Bonds,
Yeah.
and then he actually trained Aaron Judge.
Was Barry Bonds on the sauce?
Barry Bonds was a Giants. He was San Francisco.
But he was on the sauce.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So-
Juicing.
Have you seen Aaron Judge?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Built the same way. I mean, I'm not saying that he's, doing what he shouldn't be doing, but I think the MLB needs to look into it.
Yeah.
Anyways, though,
They probably do a sniff test on him, dude. They probably
Yeah.
just go,
Yeah.
nah, you're clean.
absolutely. He is 100% eat up with it.
Bro, dude.
I mean,
listen,
100%.
eat up, dude.
Yeah.
I think he's eat up with it bad.
I mean, I want to say it was
Allegedly.
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 We're not accusing anybody of doing anything illegal that they shouldn't be doing, but
Yeah.
we see it.
Consult your doctor.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Phone a friend.
Phone a friend.
Phone a friend. Anyways, though, Man hits like 52 homers in a year, and I want to say it was either 2020 or 2021. Goes absolutely nuts. 52 homers in a year. Cat's got it figured out. I mean, he knows.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that, he couldn't be using a performance-enhancing drug to make his game better, his bat speed better.
We're going to get in trouble.
Yeah, but I'm not accusing him of doing anything.
No,
I'm not saying it. He may not. It may be all natural. He may just be really good.
Hey.
Barry Bonds did, however. I mean, it was proven. It was all over TV.
I mean, that's, also a legend.
He was also the home run. I mean, he was the home run leader. I don't know if they took that down or not.
I don't think they count it.
I don't think they do.
I don't think they count it because him and
like
Sosa,
that.
I think. Right? Is it Sosa?
Yes.
Another one got in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, it was him. Dude, there's A-Rod. A-Rod got in trouble for it.
Did he?
Alex Rodriguez, yeah.
I didn't know that.
He got in a ton of trouble over it. Anyways, back to what I was getting at. If you look at, like, home run leaders, Bonds, Hank Aaron, I mean, you look Babe Ruth, Sammy Sosa, like, through the years, they're all built pretty much the same.
Huge.
Except for Hank Aaron. He wasn't a very big guy.
Yeah.
But he just absolutely slapped the piss out of it.
But also, being big and muscular doesn't completely translate to being able to hit a ball.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Because that's like fast twitch fiber, like kind of. That's like power.
Everything,
and it's technique and how the just, and you know what I didn't understand about baseball is like a lot of that is how you load the bat off of your shoulder.
Yeah,
how that bat comes off of your shoulder, because a lot of people just like in rec league or whatever, like high school, they kind of think of it more like you're swinging out, and apparently you're kind of like supposed to load that bat off your shoulder. And you can tell me a little more about that. I don't really know.
all of the power of a swing comes from your hips.
Yeah, just like a punch.
I mean, you think about it. Your quads is probably one of the largest, if not the largest, muscle system in your body.
Yeah.
So your hips, your butt, quads, chest, shoulders, there's a lot of muscle groups that play into swinging.
Yeah.
But swinging isn't just throwing your hands at it. You have to generate force from other places. Because if you just swing with your arms, I mean, let's be honest, unless you're Brian Shaw, like you're not.
Yeah, dude.
You're not slapping them over the fence all day.
Mm-hmm.
When you generate enough force from multiple muscle groups, get them all working at the same time, then you start your swing.
Yeah.
Your body's twisting, your hips twisting.
It's like
You're
I said, it's just
stepping
like
out.
loading up for a punch.
Yeah, you're loading up, but then you have 100 milliseconds to put the bat where it needs to be.
Yep.
Where it needs to be.
And if it's off by like half of an inch, it's the difference
Not even
from
that.
probably going over the fence to being a like
Straight up.
middle of the field, or just straight up, or straight into the ground.
So there's so many factors too, though. I mean, you're talking, now this is all based off of a 100-mile-per-hour average, which, like I said, it's not impossible now. Like, this is something that's
common.
very common to see. Pitchers are getting stronger. They're getting better. I mean, pitching coaches are studying more data. There's more scientific data out there, too. There's more studies. Baseball is becoming extremely technical.
Yeah.
Extremely technical.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on. I will say that I don't think that baseball is easy.
It is not entertaining to watch either.
I can't watch it.
It's not. Now, if you go to a game in person, dude, it's so much more fun.
Oh, I'm sure. Just like anything.
But it's like sitting and watching TV, or watch this paint dry, or it's like going fishing and never casting.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. It's not entertaining to watch at all, the least. But it's fun to play because of the difficulty. Yeah.
Well, I won't watch it. I used to watch the World Series. I used to watch that because I like sports at the highest level.
Yeah.
That's what I like. I think college football is awesome. College wrestling is awesome.
I love watching college football, man.
I like college football a lot. I don't like college basketball. It's not for me. I don't like it's a lot of like I think they get like a 30-second shot clock or a 35-second shot clock. It's a long time that they get to, and they move the ball. Some of them move the ball well, but really with the with college basketball, I can't handle the not shooting well because a lot of those guys don't shoot well, and it's a lot of you'll have a game that's almost as long as an NBA game, and the finishing score will be 50-43. Now you also have some games that are 95-82 that are really good games.
Have you seen this Kentucky team this year?
No.
You want to talk about shooting lights out?
They
I'm going to
good?
throw this out here. They played Alabama. This has been a couple weeks ago. One of the personally high-scoring college basketball games I've ever seen. Kentucky dropped. I want to say I don't want to mess this up. I want to say
I think it was 100 points, right?
it was over.
Yeah. 114 maybe?
Once I want to say 117. 117-95.
Yeah.
That's
high
shooting.
scoring game, man. That's an NBA game.
That's shooting lights out.
Yeah.
They're a very well-rounded shooting team. When they're on, they adapt to whoever they play.
Yeah.
If they play, EKU, for instance, they're going to play like EKU, but you put them up against
They
UConn,
play down or up to their opponent.
They match energy.
Yeah.
But I will say this: they have the ability to shoot threes with the best of them. Like Reed Shepherd, eat up with it. This kid.
That's the dude from
He's
London.
from London.
Yeah, London.
So he can shoot the lights out.
Really?
Yeah, I mean I'm pretty sure he has the highest average, 3-point percentage in the SEC, if not college
Over
basketball.
a certain amount of shots shot.
Yeah, I mean they don't register an average till there's so many. You have to make so many shots
or take so many
shots before they give you an average. But I want to say that he's over 50%.
Yeah.
Which it's pretty nuts for.
Yeah, it's crazy.
For a Kentucky boy. We don't hardly ever see like a small town Kentucky boy playing at such a level. Yeah. This kid has all the potential to play in the NBA.
Really?
And I say kid because it's.
I think he's 19, right?
Yeah, I mean I'm older than these kids. You're older than these kids.
I know. I'm 24 now.
Yeah, they're impressive to watch.
Yeah.
Anyways,
baseball sucks.
It sucks to watch.
So let's move on a little bit. So we saw Anthony Joshua box Francis Ngannou.
He boxed him all right.
Yeah, he boxed him all right.
2 rounds.
Yeah, dude. So I'm a huge UFC fan. I'm a big fight fan. I'm a combat sports guy. That's I like that, and I like football, and I like NBA basketball. It's pretty much the sports that I watch, and some fishing. I like to watch a lot of pro fishing. We'll get into that here in a little bit. That's hell of a tournament. But anyway, with Anthony Joshua, Francis Ngannou with 4-ounce gloves is the most terrifying person I have ever seen. Bro, he hit. I'm blanking on his name now. He hits so hard with 4-ounce gloves. Even with 12 or 14 or 16-ounce gloves, whatever boxers use, I think it's 12 or maybe 10.
I want to say it's 12. And I don't know much about boxing, so.
Yeah, well, he boxed Tyson Fury.
Yeah. And
a lot of people thought he won that fight. I didn't. I thought that for most of those rounds Tyson was winning the exchanges and popping in and out, and now Tyson got knocked down. He got clipped on the top of the head, and Francis knocked him down. And that right there kind of showed you that this dude can play around on boxing. So I was wondering what he could do in a boxing match. So instead of having a Fury rematch, because Fury's got to fight Alexander Usyk for the the combination of they're gonna try to put all the belts in one place, I believe.
Right.
Rather than have them spread out. I think this will be the first time they're going to be unified in a long time. And anyway, so Ngannou had to find somebody else because he's not just going to hang out. He wanted to kind of make his money while his name's still hot, which I don't blame him for. And he gets in there with Anthony Joshua, who Alexander Usyk beat. For all those unified belts that he has, I think 4 or 5 of them. And, man, Joshua comes out and knocks Francis down in the first. And the way Francis was fighting, he was kind of fighting a lot like he fought Fury, just being real patient because he doesn't want to gas out.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it's 10 rounds.
the difference between Fury and Anthony Joshua is Joshua will get in those exchanges with you. Fury's a boxer. Fury come out and box with you. He is, for a guy that is 6'9" or whatever he is, 300 pounds, 280 pounds, bro, that dude moves like a middleweight. He moves like a guy that's 190 pounds.
That's dangerous too.
Crazy.
I mean, because he's always in attack mode.
Yeah.
You can play back, play patient, or you can just go out there and get the job done.
Yeah, and with Anthony Joshua, like, you've got Tyson Fury who looks like a bag of milk. And you've got Anthony Joshua who looks like God made him himself.
Yeah, I mean, he's sculpted.
Yeah, you want to talk about made in God's image. What the fuck happened to me? Have you seen that guy?
I tell you what happened to me, buddy.
Yeah.
Little Debbie.
Little Debbie. Debbie got a hold of you.
She hurt me.
Yeah.
Put it on me.
You eat up with it, buddy.
Buddy. No, Little Debbie. I eat up with Little Debbie.
Yeah, you eat up with Little Debbie.
I mean, it's rough.
Yeah. Anyway, so
diabetes.
Anthony Joshua likes to get in these exchanges. He will sit in that pocket. That's how he lost to Andy Ruiz. Ruiz clipped him, and then he got in trouble. His legs went, and it was just bad news from there.
Yeah.
Well, Anthony Joshua got in those exchanges, man. And in the second round, he knocks him down with, I think, like a minute left. Something like that.
It's like 52 seconds.
Whatever it was. And you could just see it on Francis's face.
As soon as he stood up,
he was like, you could see while he was there, he was like, uh-oh.
I'm beat.
And, bro, he stands up, and Anthony Joshua throws a couple of little, just touching
little body
it,
shots.
just reaching
gauging.
out, just kind of gauging. And he throws a fake jab, and just throws a two, a right cross, straight down the pike, and hits him, and, bro, he folds his leg up underneath him.
Oh, he folded.
Yeah.
He folded like a beach towel.
Yeah,
It
dude.
was bad.
Bad.
Like, he hit him.
You want to talk about eat up with it.
Oh, no. He hit him with so many lefts that man begged for a right. He got it. And
Yeah,
it was
dude.
game over.
Yeah, dude. He got knocked out, man. But so now Francis has to go fight in the PFL. He has to fight. It was the winner of Ryan Bader and somebody else, and I can't remember who it was. But the other guy beat Bader, knocked him out, I think. So now Francis has to go fight in the PFL in a few months in MMA because he's no longer part of the UFC. He walked away from the UFC. Now I'm sure he just got an absolute sack of potatoes thrown at him from Daddy Saudi over there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Your Excellency Turkey Al-Sheikh.
Yeah.
He threw him. I'm guessing he threw him a bag. So he's all right, I'm sure. But man, that's a bad knockout, and a lot of people don't come back from that, getting knocked out like that. So
Just like everything else, man has one day that maybe he didn't train hard enough. Maybe he wasn't ready for it.
yeah.
Say he gets out there and he's just not feeling it.
Or maybe he got in there with Fury and boxed above his level.
Yep.
Maybe he really Fury just couldn't. Maybe Fury
had an off day.
Maybe Fury had an off day. Maybe he didn't take it serious. Maybe Fury was just being really conscious of, I cannot let this MMA fighter knock me out. Because
let's be honest, it looks bad. That's a big feud.
Francis has got the power of the sun in those fists.
Yeah.
I mean, he will knock you out. I mean, he knocked Alistair Overeem, dude. That's who it was. He knocked him into fucking orbit.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he hit him with a left uppercut, knocked him into last Thursday. Bad. He hit Rosenstrike so hard, bro, in the first, I think it was like 20 seconds or something. Just came out, whap, put him up against the fence, and he clipped him with a right, dude, and just sat him down and hit him with another like 3 or 4 before the ref got to him. Terrifying individual.
Yeah.
Francis is. But now he has to go fight in the PFL, and if I'm a betting man, which I am, I'm betting Francis is still just fine in the UFC. I feel like he'll feel more comfortable there. He's not out of his element. Now I know he started as a boxer, Francis did, but never really went anywhere with it. He got into MMA a lot quicker. And just ran up through the ranks. But I think he will. It'll be another one of those things where it's like a UFC guy like goes to Bellator and runs Bellator, or like goes to now he's going to go to the PFL and he's just going to run the PFL. And what is Ryan Bader supposed to do with Francis Ngannou? Nothing. Maybe this other guy, I can't remember his name, and I think it's somebody I do know. I just can't remember his name. But maybe he'll be able to make it a little bit more entertaining. But if I was a betting man, which I am, I'm betting Francis is just fine in the PFL.
Oh yeah.
But man, that's a hell of a knockout to have to come back from, because he got knocked out.
Yeah, he was sleeping good.
Yeah,
Sleeping good.
he wasn't fit. He felt that this morning.
Oh, I guarantee it. I
Yeah.
guarantee you woke up this morning and flinched, afraid it was going to happen again. I
Yeah.
mean, he got hit that hard.
So let's stay on boxing. Biggest news of the week as far as sports goes, probably. Iron Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul, July 20th. What do you think about that, sir?
Let me throw this out here.
Yep.
I'm not, and I will say not a Jake Paul fan. Now, for the sheer fact that it's just, I'm pretty sure he's undefeated. I don't think he's been beat.
9-1.
Okay, so he's been
He
beat.
lost to Tommy Fury, Tyson's little brother.
So he's been beat once.
Yep. He'd knock us out.
Oh, 100%.
He would beat the shit out of us.
I'm not saying that.
Oh,
he
dude,
can't
it'd be a
fight.
terrible day for us. If he was just, for whatever reason, if he saw this little YouTube video with 8 views on it and was like, y'all come step in the ring with me, number one, no thank you. And number two, you would kill me.
I'm
he would
blind.
murder us, probably at the same time.
I'm blind, but for the right amount of money, I'd do it. I mean,
Really?
that's just, yeah, I mean, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, might as well.
And you can wear everything off eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, if not, there's surgery to fix it.
Yeah, dude.
So, anyways, here's my thoughts on it. Jake Paul's how old? Do you have this?
He is
jotted?
27 years old.
Okay, 27.
Mike Tyson is 57 years old.
Yeah, we're talking a 30-year age gap.
Yep.
Now, what's that got to do with it? Mike Tyson probably fought for 30 years. He's probably been beat on for, actually, I want to say he probably fought around 20, because I think I was reading something on Mike, I'm pretty sure like
Youngest.
86, he was.
Youngest world heavyweight champion.
And then he lost like consecutive matches in 2007, 2008, and I think that's when he hung it up.
I think it was 97, 98. And then he came back after that. I can't remember. I don't have all that down.
I don't have any.
But
all
what
that
I
from
do
it.
have here, let's go through a list of accolades.
Hold
real
on
quick.
1 second before
Okay.
we get started on this. What? And I mean what? Other than beating a big name world heavyweight from 40 years ago, 30 years ago.
20 years ago at least.
Yeah, we'll say 20 just to be on the safe side.
Because he did win the championship back in the aughts. I
Okay,
know he
so-
did win the
So
the
we'll
championship
say
back in the
20.
aughts.
We'll say this man primed out 30 years ago. Let's say he was at his
Yeah,
tried and
probably
true prime.
primed out 30 years ago.
Other than saying
Because he was 20 whenever he won the titles. He's the youngest WBC, WBA, and IBF world heavyweight champion.
Yeah,
youngest ever.
So let's throw this out here. Other than saying I beat Mike Tyson without throwing an age out there,
Yeah.
and probably also millions and millions and millions of dollars, what do you gain from being 27 and beating a 57-year-old man? Now, I'm not saying that it's just any 57-year-old man. We're talking Mike Tyson here. I've seen the training videos. This man is still... At 57, if they said, we'll give you 10 mil to climb in the ring with him, I'm going home and going to bed.
Yeah, dude.
I'm not. I absolutely am not.
I would get my ass beat for a lot of money, but I'll tell you, man.
I don't
you want to
think
talk
I'll-
about terrifying?
Yeah.
Iron Mike Tyson.
I like my ears.
Yeah. Well, all right. I get it.
I don't want them beat in.
Well, I thought you were
Cauliflower
talking
ears.
about bite. I thought you were talking about bit off, because he did bite off
I mean, he did, yeah, but I mean,
Evander Holyfield's ear.
it'd be like that sometimes.
It
But
do be like that.
I'll tell you this, though. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying hard enough.
I guess.
Hey, I mean, let's be honest with you.
Yeah, you do like baseball.
Mike's 57. Guess what? He's still eat up with it. Have you seen these training videos?
Bro, quick.
This man is nuts.
Yeah.
57 years old, and I guarantee you that
He's my dad's age. He's my stepdad's age.
guarantee you this man, bare knuckled anybody, instant death. I mean,
Instant death.
He's hitting them so hard that like next week is not an option.
Yeah.
You will be however many days old you are for the rest of your life at that point.
Yeah, dude.
Because he is going to
It's
absolutely make you eat every one of your teeth. There will not be any bones in your face that doesn't get broken if you bare knuckle Mike Tyson. However, I don't. I'm not trying to take anything away from Jake Paul.
No, he's a phenomenal
To start
individual.
to start from nothing, like he was a YouTuber.
I guess people like to say that he was well off or whatever, but man, him and his
he
brother,
still made his way.
they did their own thing.
They did.
They made their own way.
But for him but just being a YouTuber, I never seen him fight prior to like the day one that he announced that he was going to be training to box, and then he was going to box.
He's boxed for like 5 years probably now.
So to come from nothing and actually put in the work that he's put in,
yeah,
I mean,
kudos,
yeah, absolutely. But what do you really gain
from this fighting a 57-year-old,
right? Other than what we mentioned, 57-year-old, millions upon millions of dollars,
all the hype.
AT&T Stadium, July 20th,
dude.
I ain't gonna lie, I really hope Tyson seats him in the first round, just to be like, hey man, I might be 57, but I've still got it going on.
Yeah.
Do I think it'll happen? Absolutely not. Do I think that it will be the best thing that he could do, in my opinion? And I'm not saying nothing other than Mike Tyson's 57. You run that thing out about 8 rounds, we'll really see who's got it going on. Now, Tyson may still have that stamina.
The thing is this the best thing that he can do?
Financially, yes.
Financially, probably, absolutely.
Yeah.
It'll be the biggest fight of the year. That's not a heavyweight world championship fight with Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk.
I agree.
What is better for his? We don't know what he wants, Jake Paul.
Right.
We don't know what he wants. Do you want to be this kind of big seller of a boxer in every single pay-per-view, like his fight against Nate Diaz, his fight against Anderson Silva, all these fights that he's had, these big fights, the Tyron Woodleys of the world, all 3 of those guys UFC fighters, mind you.
Yeah. Not boxers,
not
UFC
boxers,
fighters.
Not boxers. They're UFC fighters. But you're fighting these big name guys, and the road in boxing is so much different than in UFC. In UFC, it is a structured, everything's under that umbrella of the UFC.
Yes.
In boxing, you are your own promoter.
Yes.
Like Canelo gets paid $50 million to get in the ring because it's Canelo versus whoever and then everybody else on the card. And they, Canelo's getting paid probably 90% of whatever money that is Canelo and whatever the other big name is. They're getting 90% of that revenue. Another 5% is probably going to whoever the promoter is and the venue and all that stuff. And then the other 5% is probably getting paid through everybody else. Like there's fights probably getting the main card will get paid $50 million and the next guy down might get paid like $500,000 or maybe even less or maybe a little more. I don't really know, but whenever you're a boxer, you're your own promoter. Jake Paul is one hell of a promoter. He really is. Because he's given people big fights that he can make a lot of money on right now, today. And he's not bad.
No,
Jake
he's
Paul.
not. He's not bad by any means.
No, he's not bad. Like we said, he'd beat the fuck out of both of us.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Easy. But him fighting against a 57-year-old Mike Tyson, it goes back to the thing of where it's like, what do you want to do? What do you want out of it? It seems to me like he just wants to have these big-name fights. He says that he's in boxing for the long haul, and he wants to prove that he can do it and all this stuff. Well, if you want to prove that you can do it, he needs to fight 2 people like he just fought. Like he just fought 2 boxers, I believe, his last 2 fights. And one of them he knocked out in the first round, and the other one he got like a TKO in the first round. He beat boxers that are young, and they're all on the come-up, and one of them was like 15-1 or something.
Yeah.
I don't even remember, but he fought 2 boxers in a row, and now he's right back to spectacle.
Yep.
I want to fight this 57-year-old Iron Mike Tyson, who, by the way, was the first ever, youngest ever and the first ever boxer to hold WBC, WBA, and IBF titles simultaneously with KOs over Larry Holmes and Michael Spinks, both of them world champions.
Yeah, it's nuts, dude.
And another world champion that I didn't know who he was, but I know who Larry Holmes is for sure.
Oh yeah,
Larry Holmes is a bad dude. He knocked him out. And then you have Jake Paul, 27 years old, 9-1 with 6 KOs. YouTuber turned boxer, most known for his wins over Ben Askren, wrestler who was a UFC fighter, really was a fighter and won for the most part. That's whenever he was actually doing stuff. Anderson Silva, who was old as hell, and that one was actually closer than anybody would like to admit. Nate Diaz, another UFC fighter, also an older fighter. It was very close, even though it came out as a unanimous decision. It was a unanimous decision for Jake Paul, but I thought it was a little bit closer than maybe a UD, but it was a close UD. You know what I'm saying? He won split decision against Tyron Woodley the first time. Then, who's a grappler with just awesome power, especially in that overhand right. That overhand right sent people to sleep in the UFC. And a dominant champion for a long time. He was a champion, just like Anderson Silva was.
Yeah.
And anyway, then they had the rematch, and he knocks Tyron Woodley out cold. I mean, slept him. That overhand, straight right, whatever it was, dude, he hit him so hard, he face planted Tyron Woodley, dude. Bad.
Yeah. Be like that.
Eat him up with it, son. Bad. So, anyway, and then another big win that he had was he knocks out a 5'9" former NBA basketball player in Nate Robinson. Knocks him out. Okay? So these are his biggest wins. And then he just fought two boxers. I believe they were both boxers. Decent records. They weren't bad. Knocks them both out in the first round. KO and a TKO. So his only loss is to Tommy Fury, who's not really a world-class, elite-level boxer, in quotes. I don't really know how to describe that. He's good, but he's not gonna. I don't think he's gonna go winning championships.
Right.
Tommy Fury.
I mean, but
Tyson Fury's little brother.
Look what he's had to train against, though.
Oh yeah,
World class.
He's in one of the best training camps you could be in because his brother's Tyson freaking Fury.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And you know that every chance he gets to fight his brother, outside of like off record training, he's taking that opportunity.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they're getting in the ring all the time. I guarantee it.
So I mean, what's he training against? World class.
World class. He's training against a world class boxer.
Yeah.
Now, Jake Paul has a hell of a camp too. Jake Paul trains, bro.
Yeah.
Jake Paul is a hell of a boxer.
Oh, you've seen the training videos. I mean, they're out there.
But you just have to kind of understand that in boxing, it is a slow-paced thing. If you lose, they want you to be as undefeated or as close to undefeated as you can possibly be before you even try to touch some of these world-class level guys.
Yeah. Like, you have to literally fight your way up.
Yeah, you fight like 20 scrubs. Or 20, decent guys.
Yeah.
Before you ever get the chance to fight the Floyd Mayweathers, the Canelos, which those are, you probably need 30 before you fight those guys.
You have to prove yourself.
The Devin Haney's, whatever his name is. Ryan Garcia's came up really, really quick in that aspect, I think. I believe he went up faster than most people. But, man, for him to be fighting a 57-year-old Mike Tyson, it's good and it's bad in the sense of it's good for him financially and for the spectacle of it all, and if that's what he wants to do. But man, if you're wanting to make a career, I'm saying, and build up to being a champion, because obviously you can. If you're going to make $20 million to fight Mike Tyson, that's a pretty good career. That's 200 times more than I'll make in my fucking life.
Oh, yeah.
He's making a pretty good career. But
I'm
saying if you want to build your way up to being a champion, I don't understand the point of trying to fight these spectacle fights, because I don't think, even if he goes out there and knocks out Mike Tyson, these top-level boxers aren't looking at him as a serious. Yeah, they're not looking at you as somebody serious. And he had 2 good fights against 2 boxers that were, and it looked like he was resetting his look and was like, I'm going to do this.
To try and work my way to the top.
Exactly.
Now he's just like going to take a step back for a minute, I guess, fight Tyson.
Make a lot of money.
Make a lot of money.
A lot of money.
I mean, how many people can honestly just, start from the bottom and say, hey, I pulled a fight with Mike Tyson?
Nobody.
Exactly. So, I mean, it's good PR.
Yeah.
I mean, good for the wallet, good for the old bank account.
Yep.
I don't think it's going to help him climb the ladder any.
I don't think so. I don't think anything that happens in that fight is actually going to make people take him more serious. I think it's just, I don't care if he goes in there and knocks him out. I wouldn't.
I'd be like, okay, you knocked out 57-year-old Mike Tyson. Now let's see you knock out 25-year-old Mike Tyson.
Oh, God.
No, it's not happening.
Oh, God.
Not happening.
215-pound Mike Tyson from 20, like at 27 years old.
No.
27 to 27. You fight 27-year-old Mike Tyson versus 27-year-old Jake Paul. And
I don't think that would even happen at that point in time.
No,
because he would be like, who?
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Like,
He
I'm
fought
Mike
Peter.
Tyson.
Unless they caught him coming out of prison, he fought Peter McNeely, busted him up.
It'd be like that.
Yeah, it'd be like that. It do be like that. Anyway. All right. Well, we've covered that. Let's move on. You got a little something for me, don't you?
Let's move on to the Bassmasters, dude.
Son,
Let's move
Bassmaster Elite series?
Yes, the Elite series.
Dude.
We're talking
World class.
world class. You have to fish your way in, and Trey McKinney, 19-year-old kid.
First time I've heard of him.
From Carbondale, Illinois, has some massive sponsors, dude. This kid has made his way. He's fished 11 tournaments. He had, before Lake Fork, he had
11 pro tournaments?
Yeah, 11 Bassmasters. He's had
really?
2 second-place finishes. I want to say he had 3 third-place finishes. Looked like 11 events, had 9 top 30s. I mean, this kid's consistent. He's consistent. And then he shows up at Lake Fork. Now, he's fishing the Elite Series with some big-name guys, and shows up to Lake Fork, 4-day event. First day. We're talking 19 years old. Right.
Yeah.
On day 1, brings in a 33-11 bag.
Ignorant.
33-pound, 11-ounce bag. Day 2.
5 fish limit for people that don't know.
5 fish.
That's 5 fish limit.
Yeah.
33-11?
33-11, 5 fish.
Nuts.
Day 2 rolls back around with a 33-10 bag on day 2.
5 different fish.
Yeah. Day 3 struggles, and this literally in everything I've read, he's like, he struggled on day 3, brings in a 30-pound bag, 5 fish. He struggled. Man, I wouldn't know what to do if I caught a 15-pound bag, 5 fish. I mean, that's 3 pound of fish. That's a decent day. This kid's bringing in 6 pound average fish.
A 6-pound bass for all 5.
So day 4 rolls around. He's in the lead, loses the lead for a little bit. Apparently, the spot he'd been fishing.
Lake Fork's a hell of a lake.
Lake Fork,
they
Texas,
put up big numbers anyway.
Always big numbers.
Texas got big. Hey, everything's bigger in Texas.
Even the largemouth.
Yeah, dude.
So comes in day 4, flies out to the spot. This is on a Sunday. Flies out to the spot he's been fishing every day. It's covered up with locals.
Really?
So they said he had a little panic. Pulled himself back together. And he's 19. I wouldn't know what to do at 19 if I'm fishing in the Bassmasters Elite Series. I mean,
best fisherman on the planet.
Yeah. So this kid makes a game time decision, runs back towards the launch, hooks it up into a cove, stays there all day. All right, stays in this cove all day. Gets on fish early, brings in another 33-10 bag, and in the process of bringing in another 33-10 bag on day 4, he loses a 7.5 pounder that would have put him at a 36 bag, like a 36 bag, which would have put him in breaking the record of a 4-day event, which was like 133 pounds and some change. So into day 4 rolls around, he weighs in last, needs like 28 pounds or something.
Oh wow! So he needed a big bag. Day 4.
So he needed to come out day 4. Needed a big bag, 28-pound bag. I think the guy had like 125 pounds that was in second place.
Yeah.
So puts up a 33-10 for a total 130-15. 19-year-old youngest Bassmasters Elite champion. Puts himself tied for Angler of the Year with Ben Milligan.
Yeah.
This kid goes nuts. I mean,
Well, you would too.
4 days, dude. 130, basically 131 pounds. Because he had 15 ounces. He liked 1 ounce from having 131 pounds. That is nuts.
Yeah.
Absolutely nuts. And he was humble. Like, that's what...
Really?
This is what I love about fishing and outdoor sports in general. And I'm going to use a 90 as just a reference. 90% of these guys are humble. They're always humble. They are what we consider good old boys.
A lot of them are what he is like a small town boys that are just good at fishing.
These guys,
and they probably had a little bit of support, or whatever, where they had like good equipment and whatever. I'm saying like through high school and stuff, they had the availability to go to these high school tournaments and stuff like that, and actually work on their craft, because fishing is a craft, man.
It is.
Like you got to use the right pound line for a certain type of lure. You got to
lures.
You got to make sure everything's rigged right so it swims correctly. You got to know the colors of the baits based on the color of the water, visibility, weather outside. Like if it's too cold, too hot, humidity plays into it, I believe, which is weird because fish are in water.
Barometers, they like fish change with air pressure. I mean, and what to me is so amazing with how far something has come in the years. Look at the technological advancements in fishing, just fishing.
Yeah.
And you can really see how much it's went from, 19 or early 2000s in general. Like somebody hauled in a 20-pound bag in the early 2000s, dude, everybody was going nuts. Yeah. 4-pound fish, 20-pound bag. 20-pound bags now will put you in like 130th in these tournaments.
God.
You start looking at like live scope, active imaging, active target, Lowrance, Garmin, Humminbirds.
Yeah.
All this active imaging that they have.
You're literally watching your lure as it's
fall
falling
to these fish.
And you watch the blob come up and grab your lure.
Yeah. And a lot of people catch a lot of crap over it. They're like, hey, man, that's not fishing. You're just out there catching. And like,
sure.
These people, this tournament, this kid won $100,000 for winning this tournament. $100,000. Yeah. I'm going to take every advantage I have.
Absolutely. Now, not to mention all the sponsors he's going to get off of that.
Yeah. Dude, he's already got like a KVDs, like his bait, Strike King.
Yeah. Good baits.
I want to say he had a rod company too, St. Croc or something, rods.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this kid, Toyota.
And
I don't want to give you the wrong boat, but I want to say he was either in I want to say it was a Skeeter. Anyways,
I can speak on the people getting mad about all the equipment that they have. Man, that goes back to what I said earlier. I want to see sports at the highest level possible. I don't want to see on a 4-day tournament an 80-pound top catch.
My bad. He fishes a Bass Cat.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Bass Cat with Yamaha, looks like power poles, blades. He's Lose, the FXR Pro Fish, Lowrance. This kid's 19, dude. He's got more sponsors. Texas Roadhouse. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're talking.
Goes hard.
Obviously, they wouldn't sponsor him if he wasn't any good. So, obviously, he comes out throwing hands at Lake Fork, man.
Yeah.
Proves a point.
Proves a point. Yeah. Well, like I was saying with all the equipment, I like to see sports at the highest level. I really do. That's like people get mad about, I'm a Tom Brady fan. Gotta love it. Love my Patriots. But
I'm not a Brady fan, but I will say he is a GOAT.
The GOAT for now. I'm scared of Patrick Mahomes. Anyway.
Have no fear. Tom Brady is here.
Yeah, well, that's the only one who can stop him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, like I was saying, they changed the game for Brady. You can't hit in the lower extremities anymore. There's no more slamming people, and that's because of Brady. And people gave him flack for that. Well, now you have the opportunity to see these quarterbacks. You get the opportunity to see Patrick Mahomes be Patrick Mahomes. because he doesn't have to worry about people blowing his knees out, tackling him below the waist. He doesn't have to worry about a 330-pound D lineman falling on top of him after the sack. It just doesn't happen now, and it's to protect that quarterback. And people say, "Oh, well, back in the day, that's whenever men played or whatever." Well, dude, guess what? We get to watch the best person on the field because the quarterback is the number one position on the field. If you don't have a good quarterback, you ain't
nothing.
doing much. Most of the time, if you put the quarterbacks up and you say, "This one's Patrick Mahomes and this one's Brock Purdy," who's gonna win that game? Almost always, that better quarterback is going to be able to beat that other team.
Now, I will say this about Brock Purdy. Let that boy cook.
I don't like him.
Let that boy cook. Hey,
I think he's
first Super Bowl,
he's a game manager.
First Super Bowl he's played in this year,
Yeah.
I feel like, there were some moments.
Sure.
49ers very well could have won that game.
I thought people say that he didn't play bad. Man, I didn't think he played well. I thought he played okay in the first half.
Yeah, but you're talking the first Super Bowl, that obviously some nerves.
Yeah.
There's some nerves there. I say give him a couple years. I don't want to be too quick to judge this cat, and you know how I am. Like I like to sit back and watch. This kid needs to cook.
We've completely moved off of bass fishing now, but I'm okay with it because it's my sport. But I'm saying with Brock Purdy, I think that if I was the 49ers, I would look to try to bring in what's his name from the Vikings? Kirk, I want to say. I don't know. But either way, I would try to bring in somebody with some experience and try to bring in somebody that you can really have pick up those little missed shots. But hey, it is what it is. I think Brock Purdy's fine, but as far as because now they've made it to the dance for the second time in 4 years or something. They made it back to the dance, and both times I think quarterback play is what killed them.
That's why they need to let him cook one more year. Let's see if they get back this year. We'll see how he does. If they get back this year, and he just absolutely cooks.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
But I'd like to see the kid in one more big dance, man. I want to see him in one more Super Bowl.
Give him one more good year. Give it a shot.
Let's see how he does. He's got the nerves.
This was his first
out.
year back from injury. He got thrown in there the first year that he started or whatever. That he got thrown in there as Mr. Irrelevant, last pick in the draft, and he did good. Excuse me, but he did fine. And then last year he got injured. I think.
Yeah, I believe so.
And then this year was his first full year as a starter, and he took him to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let's give him one more year. Let's see how he cooks.
Yeah,
I'm gonna on record. I'm not a Niners fan. However, I like watching these quarterbacks. That was monotonous in the draft.
Yeah, it's
irrelevant,
a good story.
Mr. Irrelevant.
Yeah,
and
last pick in the draft.
The underdog.
Yeah, underdog story. Everybody loves an underdog story.
And guess what? He come out. He put in the work.
Yeah,
starting. Played in a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Hey, might not have won. Had a good shot at it. Took it
real
to OT.
Close.
I want to see him come back again and cook. Like I just want him to give him another year. Now he's got the nerves out. Let's see how he does in a same situation.
Yeah.
He may come out and absolutely just blow the top off of it.
Maybe.
May come out and play exactly the same. You never know.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I had fun.
It's been real fun.
This was a good time.
It's been a great time.
Did it again. Number 2 in the books.
Did it again.
Yeah. We got to get some stuff to hang up, man. We talked about it last episode, and then we never did.
Yes, I'm on the work with that.
I got some stuff I could throw up, but I want to kind of like think of some cool stuff.
Oh, buddy,
I even thought about having a sign made.
Well, I'm already a step ahead of you.
Really?
Yeah. So I've reached out to a couple people, couple local businesses.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just mention who I've talked to. I've talked to a local guy in Whitesburg. Chris is his name. Makes wooden signs.
Yeah.
and they look really good.
Yeah.
I'm getting a price quote on a wooden sign.
Yeah.
I've also reached out to the guy that runs the Rustic Rooster in Mayking
Yeah.
to cut a metal sign to see.
Oh, that'd be cool.
To see what a price would be. And then if he cuts me a metal one, I've got something in the work on that I think will be awesome.
Yeah.
It'll look real good about right here.
Yeah. Put it right there in the middle, son. And then another thing with the podcast, this is an hour and 15 in or something now.
Yeah.
So I don't know how many people will see it or care. But, this is going to change a little bit. I still got to do some work on figuring out how to get clips on the channel. And once we figure that out and get clips on the channel so we can review clips, I got a TV behind here. We'll run a cord over there and be able to actually review clips, and that's whenever Eat Up With It will really start. Right now it's just a conversation, and we're just finding some things to talk about for now while I figure out all the editing and everything. I've finally got it to the point where I can figure the editing out, so to speak. I can post a video.
You're getting on.
I can post a video now, and it's not terrible. I hope the audio's a little better today. It wasn't that great on the last video. Hoping that it's a little better this time. But Eat Up With It will change. We're gonna figure all this stuff out, and once I can get clips on here, that's whenever actual Eat Up With It will start. We'll be able to review some videos, and that boys eat up with it bad, and
it's gonna be great.
That's gonna be fun. That'll be really fun because you find the worst things on the planet. Gonna have to censor them a little bit, and because we're not gonna be able to show people doing swanton bombs off of 20-story buildings like you like to send me.
Yeah.
Probably
not be a great idea to put that on here. However, just want to reiterate that this is not just a sports only. This was just
today was a sports.
Today was a sports day because, we just quite didn't have very many topics picked out. We really try to hit stuff that's trending, or to us is trending that we carry on a conversation with together.
Yeah.
So for you all listening, this isn't always going to be about sports. We're going to bounce around, hit different topics. Today we did, focus on sports.
Yeah.
But
there was a lot of news this week.
Yeah, there was a lot. There was a lot
of sports this week, and we both like sports.
Yeah, that's something that we, can go off of on the fly and just kind of stay on. But once we start getting some clips on here, we're hoping to, really bust some bellies laughing.
Yeah.
And that's what this is all about.
Yeah.
It's going to be a little bit of everything.
Good hang.
Will catch some days that it's just, hey, man, did you hear what's going on in the sports world? Or you might come in here one day and it's going to be, hey, man, we got to go through some of these clips I seen.
Yep.
Really got some comments on them. And some belly busting, laughing, having some good time.
Hanging out.
Just hanging out.
Yep. All right, dude. Love you, buddy.
Love you, dude.